What's up, everybody? We got a great show for you today. I got my boy AJ. Everybody knows him as Coach AJ USA. And we got our guy, Rob Gregg. He is the owner of Stand Plus. It's the shoe that you keep seeing me wear every day. Coach AJ's wearing every day. A lot of our athletes have them. So we're super, super excited to have you on. Thanks for joining us. And we're just going to jump straight into it, man. We would love for you, and you've talked to us through our DMs and messages and all that. We really want to know, where did all this start? Because everybody dreams of having their own shoe, right? They see Michael Jordan, the LeBron. I even have my own shoes behind me that I make, but it's through another, company. So it's kind of a put together that other people can go do it. You have your own thing. So where did that all start at?
It's funny. I used to work 16-hour days on concrete, and I was wearing dress shoes was the mandate, and just crushed my knees, my back, my joints. And I realized real quick, dress shoes are not built to be working long days on your feet. And so what I did, I put this image online on this website called Stumble Upon about 17 years ago, and 300,000 stumbles later, this is before they used Instagram. This cobbler reached out and said, "Hey, come on by. I've never seen anything like this. I'd love to make these shoes with you." Awesome. Go in. Great conversation. And the punchline comes when he tells me how much these things are going to run me. And I'm embarrassed to even say how much he quoted me on this thing. I'm going, dude, I'm a minimum wage worker. There's no way I can't cut that many ramen noodles and PBJs out of my lunch to make these things. I'm going to starve. But how do I get this done? And so what I did is I realized, so I worked 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's 16-hour days, 6 days a week. And on my off days, my day of rest, I said, how about I come into the shop and help out, sweep up, run errands, whatever you need. And in exchange, you teach me how to make a pair of shoes. He said, yeah. So the next 4 months, I learned how to physically make a pair of shoes by hand. And I would actually rather say what I learned is not much has changed in how shoes are made. In some cases, hundreds of years. It's the same stuff. You got an outsole, an insole, a midsole, heel counter, toe cap. It's all the same kind of core components and not much innovation and change. Well, me being the new guy, I had some pushback. I'm trying to change materials. It's like going into someone's kitchen and like, this is my mama's recipe. And you're like, I want to change it. Like, that's risky business. But thankfully, slip some things in when he's not looking. I've made this shoe that flexed and breathed and felt like socks. And at the time, that was it. Just had a pair of shoes for myself. Well, as the story went, a lot of people were asking me about these things. We're always confused. Who makes them? I make them. Yeah, but who? Like me, but by hand. Yes. Can you make me some? Absolutely not. I'm another.
Oh, that's too much. Too much. Yeah. You can't pay me enough.
Right. But I said, if I ever go into this one day and decide to make some shoes, you'll be the first to know. So I put this splash page up on a WordPress page, just named shoe size contact, and said, listen, if I ever make this into a shoe company, you'll be the first to know. I had about 330 people on a wait list in the course of a year, which is a stranger a day coming up. It's like, listen, I like and appreciate when guys have good fashion. I'm not stopping them on the street. I got to really like something that's going on there to go up and ask in person. So it just seemed like there was a natural pull towards these shoes, and they didn't even know what they felt like. So I got the crazy idea, how hard could it be to start a shoe company? The next 18 months, pretty much everything that could go wrong did go wrong. It was rough. I've been an athlete my whole life. I broke my neck in college. I've definitely taken my fair share of beatings. I have never experienced a beat down quite like trying to get in the footwear industry.
Oh, man.
It's maybe a story for another episode. Could tell you about the lessons learned there, but I made it out on the other side, barely. $412 left in my bank account. I got a screenshot of this. I should probably put it on my wall. Yeah. So barely enough. I mean, definitely not enough for my rent at the time, but I had this idea, a passion. I kind of knew all the things I got wrong. And I figured, maybe I'm just that one more shot away from getting it right. And so I had this conversation with my dad, and he told me, you got to make sure you can pay rent next month. But beyond that, you can do a lot in 30 days. And I ended up just betting on myself. I realized, like you said, if other people can start a company, why not me? And so I bet on myself. as the best bet that I ever did, and ended up getting this thing off the ground, albeit selling shoes out of a shoebox size apartment. So there's a lot of unpretty days in this, and trying to figure out, okay, if I want to use the bathroom, I got to move to size 11s. I want to sleep tonight, 10s are taking a back seat. No joke. But I was getting this thing off the ground originally, making luxury shoes that felt really good. Well, then the pandemic hit, and a lot of life and a lot of perspective changed. In particular, I really took a shine in the healthcare community for a number of reasons, but I ended up becoming a full-time volunteer and financial donor to a healthcare group that was focused on taking care of nurses. We realized there's so much energy and time and finances being put into the outpatient outcomes and new treatments and things, which is wonderful, but very little attention was being paid attention to the people who take care of us. And without them, that's a human problem. You go to a hospital and there's no one there to take care of you. That's a problem for humanity. And it just kind of seemed crazy that this audience of hardworking, incredible heart, incredible attitudes, underappreciated, underpaid, working crazy hours, just they didn't really have a lifeline and support. And so I wanted to try to play at least a small part in that. And it started, I spent about 18 months, sat on a couple of healthcare boards, and I just asked, well, what problems do you guys have that aren't being solved? You know, the list is about yay long. Where to start? And I go, okay, let's pick a few. And what I kept hearing coming up over and over again is they all have problems with their feet. They're on their feet 16-hour days, and shoes are not built to support that. Something I could relate to. Well, this time I went a little deeper. I bought all the clog style shoes. I bought all the athletic shoes. Like, I got a pair of running shoes that are the greatest thing on my feet when I'm running. But I also could relate that, well, when I'm not running, how come I still feel like I want to get off my feet after I've been standing for a bit of time? So we sent all these shoes out to a lab that's got an athletic trainer who heads it, really big in data science. And this really interesting, kind of obvious thing came up. And it's the fact that most athletic shoes, in fact, all athletic shoes, are designed to do the job that they're marketed for. A running shoe is for running, a hiking shoe is for hiking, a basketball shoe is for basketball. And what that means is, like, take a running shoe, stores energy, and it puts it up into your body for forward propulsion. Even the bottoms are shaped in a way that creates this really natural fluid movement to prevent from injury and support your natural gait. Well, on the opposite side of that, if you're standing all day or if you're in recovery mode, you don't want the ground pushing back. You don't want a loaded spring pushing added pressure on your body. You want more like these recovery mats that they put behind the bars. As a kid, I'd always try to sneak around this other side of the counter and step on these things. They're just fun to stand on, but they just feel great. And the properties behind that, it's pretty simple. It's the exact opposite. Instead of storing energy and putting up, it takes force and dissipates that. So we got the idea, why not shape that like a shoe? And by the way, put a really good insole inside of it. We've seen a lot of these injection molded shoes. None of them have insoles, which is kind of crazy. Especially when it comes to something that's supposed to foster your recovery. You think about a bed, has two parts, box spring and a mattress. Be crazy to walk in a mattress center and walk out with a box spring and call it a day. You got to have that extra component. And so with the shoes and what we developed, it's got not only the outsole, but a really good insole inside of it as well. But these two launched as a nurse shoe. We were called Gales, named after Florence Nightingale, founder of modern nursing. And it was honestly just designed to get back to the frontline workers day in and day out that just need a little more support. We'll fast track this. A lot of people know nurses. A lot of people go into hospitals, have experience with nurses. So word got out. We started serving bartenders, waiters, chefs, healthcare, hospitality, half the world's population that stands for a living, trainers on your feet all day. And then the athletic world kind of naturally found us. They were looking at the shoes from a recovery side. We didn't coin the term. We didn't develop the category. But what we did is built, I want to use a specific car brand name for fear of brand copyright. There's degrees, right? You can get a certain one that does a great job, gets you A to B. And then you got a next step up that's got a lot more engineering and things inside of it. And so we fall into this category that's got the complete picture. And so athletes have been choosing us, finding us, really fortunate organically as well. It's a small team. It's me and an EVP of Ops and Finance and a lot of amazing partners like you guys and that's why you said, I jump in our DMs, I answer our emails, I get on the phone because I'm not building this for me. My first shoes I did, but this company now is built for everybody else. So I want to make sure that my ears are on the ground. I listen to, honestly, my favorite calls are with people when we get a 1-star review. We don't get as many of those anymore, but that was honestly what helped us get to where we are today is just, I'm sorry you didn't have a great experience, but can you tell me why?
Yeah.
They'd say stuff that's obvious to them that was not to me, but we learned from that. We incorporated it into the product, and each product that we develop, we miss less and less things. And now we've got what I think is a phenomenal product, but we continue to do that, both good and bad. Just make sure that we're always present. We understand the needs of our community and where we sit. Our belief is that your health is not a fashion statement. It's an investment, and your shoes should do a lot more than just look good. It's an investment in your body. It's the most important part of your biomechanics. You can have a loose shirt and pants that short, long, what have you, but man, where your feet hit the ground, if you don't have something that's supporting you in the activity or everything.
Yeah.
So you talked about, small team partnerships. What do you look for, like in partnerships? Have you turned any down and be like, hey, y'all just don't fit with us? Are you trying to bring everybody in? What do you kind of look for when you're looking, for people to, stand on those front lines and, fight for your company?
I'm looking at two of them right here. Good people, good heart. Honestly, we say, and we mean this genuinely, we stand for those who stand for us.
Yeah.
For people that stand up for the community, stand up for themselves, stand up for their beliefs, stand up for others. And you guys exude that, to the nth degree. So I'm fortunate for individuals like you, not only for working with us, but being leaders in your community and being beacons, honestly, for individuals to take guidance from and be inspired by. And so that's really what we look for in building our community. It's not about talking about athletes who puts the most yards or who's got the highest ranking. It's about who cares about themselves, their health, their community, who likes to give back to that community and give selflessly. And those are the types of people that fortunately we've attracted to the business. I feel, again, very, very fortunate is a key word here, that we haven't had to turn down many. We have, but not many. But it's just the energy that we put out and the energy that the people we choose to associate with put out. Again, fortunate to attract in more like-minded individuals that stand for something.
100%. Just so we talked about kind of how it started, some partnerships. And like, we don't want to be on long, so I just wanted you to get some, some real meat and potatoes. Where do you see stand in 5 years? Like, what would be your perfect, right? And I don't think any of us can ever know, because I didn't think 5 years ago I would be right here. But if you had to, like, what would be your dream for this company?
Well, our dream is to give people a little bit more relief in every step they take. But more ingrained in that, there's two real areas that we want to serve. So I can talk in terms of company size, but I'd like to talk in terms of what problems we're solving. And we're a company that's built to solve problems. So in particular, I would say two areas. One, for all the individuals that stand for a living, at least know who we are and have the option to put these on their feet. Because I used to love working on my feet, but I didn't love how my feet felt at the end of that day. Yeah, I think it's really unfortunate that people that choose careers and choose passions and hobbies that are on their feet don't get to enjoy life after the same as someone who's fortunate enough to get to sit at a desk. And so what we, in 5 years, what we'd love to is anybody that has experienced pain from being on their feet, at least be aware of who we are and have the ability to incorporate this in their life. So at the end of the day, if you got kids, I've got almost a 9-month-old myself, but to have the ability to play with your kids at the end of the day. When the phone rings and someone wants you to go out, to not feel like I would love to, but man, my body is just beat. So to be able to put that extra step into your life. And then as we look at athletes, we're starting with the pro leagues. We're now getting into colleges, but in 5 years, I'd love to get all the way down to youth sports for a very specific reason. What I've noticed is that the level of training for youth has gone up and up and up and up, far beyond anything. I thought I was a killer athlete. Is far beyond anything that I was doing when I was at their age. Well, the problem is on the recovery side, the tools, the resource, the energies maybe only gotten about here. And that gap is leading, I'm sure, as well.
Yes.
Well, that leads to is kids at a real young age leaving to overwork in, extra injuries, and in some cases, in a lot of cases, losing their shot at their dream.
Yes.
You know, getting taken out before they even make it to the point where they can get a scholarship, before they can make it to the point where they're up for a draft, if that's what they want to do. And if they don't want to go pro, just be able to function like a normal human being the rest of your life. You don't have to live with an injury when you're a teenager.
Yes.
So the way that we're looking at it is what pads did when they were incorporated into helmets to reduce concussions. It's not eliminated it, but it's helped. Similarly, so where we want to play is the shoes that you wear off the field, off the court, off the ice matter just as much as what you're wearing on the field. So we believe in where we'd like to position ourselves, and we're now medically approved, HSA, FSA eligible, but to at least be in the conversation and have people talking about, from the parents to the athletes themselves, the coaches, the training staff, just be aware that when you're done with your training, you really got to invest in recovery. We're a piece of that. We're not the whole picture of that, but we'd love that to be a meaningful piece that comes into consideration all the way down to youth sports, to just give them a better shot at continuing to do the thing that they love with as least amount of chance of injury as they can.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. And that was kind of one of our questions as well, is where do you see yourself, positioned in the sports industry? And so that answered that one. On one, I know AJ wanted to talk about and asking about was, what if Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, it's like, you know what, we want to buy you out. Do you let them buy you all the way out? Do you give them a percentage? Do you want to stay on? Like, is that a thought? Because I know a lot of people, especially in today's world, is I want to start a company to sell the company, right? And so where would that be, right? And today, like 5 years, it could change, right, the answer. But today, if Nike was to come and say, we got X amount of money for you, would you be like, well, I'll take a little less because I want to keep a percentage because I want to grow it, or, hey, that looks good to me?
Yeah, it's a great question. My question today will be the same as in 5 years and at any point. I have two primary goals in life. The first of which I'm happy to already be on that journey, is to be a dad.
Nice.
It's my favorite gold medal I ever won. So that's priority and journey number one. Priority number two has to support that. And I just want to be able to provide for, if we have a daughter, be able to provide for my daughter and potentially other kids, if that's in our cards for us, the opportunity to create and not have barriers in their way. And what that means is financial freedom. And so for us, with the company, there obviously needs to be an exit opportunity since we do have investors. But if you asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, making shoes would not have even been the top 100.
100%.
But here we are, and I just genuinely love doing this. I know it sounds corny, but it does not feel like work because
you love it.
I love it. And more than the fact that I love it is I feel the resonance that it's having for the people who've experienced wearing our product. We get individuals saying that, it's the first time I've been working as a line chef for 15 years, the first time that I can go to work and not live with pain. We're early in the sports side, but it'd be great to be on the recovery side of things, and players that maybe are at risk of injury or have had injuries and use this as a way to get back in or get back to kind of normalcy as well. It's just, you can't buy that.
No.
It's such a wonderful thing to be able to play a meaningful part in someone's life. And so if I'm lucky enough, if someone comes in, yes, there needs to be an acquisition opportunity for the folks that have invested in us. Plus, I think some resources could help us spread this further, faster, wider. But I'd love to hang on to a piece of it. And I'd love to keep riding this thing as long as I'm able to. Because, man, it is such a great feeling waking up, going to sleep, checking reviews, checking customer emails, having these conversations and feeling the impact that has. And to me, what's life for other than to have an impact? And I just feel really lucky that we've landed here, and I'd love to keep doing this as long as I can.
No, I definitely understand that. I love them. Like I said, I wear them. I have multiple pairs. My lady has a pair. She begged me, and then she got her pair. She wears them every day at the dental office. So once again, the medical field, she's on her feet all day. Her girls have been talking about, man, we need a pair now. We need a pair now. And
they're on now.
Yeah. Are literally like, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? Because they hadn't seen them. And now the second time they see them, they're like, so I'm gonna get a pair, coach. I'm gonna get a pair. I'm like, hey, here's the website, this and that. So they hit every time people see them. They just look different. They're comfortable. People like the colors that they come in. So I think y'all are doing a wonderful job. That's why we literally appreciate the partnership, because it's not just something that's like, okay, we can say we got a partnership for our athletes. It's something I wear every day. And our athletes wear. We actually had an athlete like, oh, I've had a recovery shoe before. I'm good. I didn't want a pair. I was like, cool. He see all of the other ones. He's like, y'all think y'all can get one on the next match with me? I said, I'll talk to our guy. Exactly. Because he's seeing them over and over and over. He likes the look. He's like, man, y'all are wearing them all the time. Y'all must really like them. Because it wasn't something we announced and you never see us in them again. If you see my videos, if I don't got shoes on, I have those on in the facility. So we really do appreciate the partnership. We appreciate what you're doing for not only athletes, but people in general. Because my dad works really, really hard on educating people about their feet. And everything starts from the ground up. And if you got bad feet, the back, the legs, the ankles, your neck is going to hurt. Just because of your posture. So my dad really loves what you're doing and everything. Did you have any other questions, AJ?
Nah, I love it, man. Like, you know, like DP said, we've had several conversations with you, and him and I have like talked about what you're doing, and hands down, like since we started the brand management side of things, like it's only been 3 months for us, right? But we've spoken to so many companies. Some we've said no to, some have said no to us. And by far, you're like, you know, we were talking probably just a week or so ago, like, you know what? We're going to do whatever we need to do to help you get further out there to everyone, because for what you're doing and for why you're doing it,
and how you're doing
it's how we operate. You know, that's how we run our stuff. So, and we've known each other for years. We've watched each other grow, and we do it for the right reasons. We've seen coaches come in and out of the industry because they're doing it for the wrong reasons. So it really feels like a true like partnership across the board for long term, you know, like, and talking now, my brain is wiring. I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about different ways to get it into different arenas, you know, not just the athletes or the regular person. Like, okay, we got the dental office, maybe this, maybe that, you know, just to talk to people and get it out there.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, we say partner. I would actually flip that and just call it family, honestly. I've worked in a lot of industries with a lot of folks, and I feel fortunate that we're really building a family here. And with a family, it's long-term. You make investments, and I'm investing in you guys. I appreciate you investing in us, and that's just going to continue to grow. And honestly, it's just fun. One of the big reasons why I started my own company, let alone shoes, is, if I can say it, I'll bleep it out. I work for a lot of a-holes. And they built some big companies. And I go, you know, if these guys can build a company that big, being an a-hole, what I can do, treating people
nice. Exactly.
Nice. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's just, I actually got a lot of pushback in the early days. One of my dad's friends said, oh, he's never going to make it because he's not a big enough an a-hole. He literally said that, and it stuck with me. And I go, yeah, I'm going to prove him wrong. We're going to do it our way.
Do it the right way. You can do right by people and still build something amazing.
Exactly. That's right. I think that's to go off what DB just said. Like, that is so true, because for us, we've always done people right. And that's what's made us so successful. Like, you know, and he seen me go from New York to California and not lose a beat. You know, so when you take care of people and you're honest and you're genuine, they can sense that.
Yeah.
You know, and they're gonna want to help you. They're gonna want to work with you, build with you, and become a family, like you said. You know, so great
100%.
things, man.
Is there anything you would like to end with, Rob, and let the people know about Stand or what to be watching out for?
Yeah, if you haven't tried them out, shoot us a DM. We're at Where Stan. I or one of our team members will jump in. We're happy to have a conversation with you, answer any questions you got. But yeah, no, we're just, again, really fortunate to be in this spot, to be able to provide a little bit of comfort and relief into people's days and lives.
Man, no, we appreciate you for having you on. You coming on, dropping gems about how you started. Yeah. Great guy. Like I said, we've messaged back and forth plenty, but getting to put, you know, just face with the messages, becoming a bigger part of what you're doing. You're becoming a part of what we're doing, just becoming that family. We appreciate you. And I told you the other day, we go on our last batch of athletes. So here after camp, we'll have, I think, 3-4 more guys, and we'll only be building. We won't be asking for too much more until you come out with another color.
I got you.
Until you come out with another color, I'll be like, okay, you got another color. Our biggest thing is we want to provide, real value. That's why we wear them all the time, because we like them and we want to provide the value. We speak about them. I actually was shooting my another commercial for you guys, the one that y'all ran with mine. I get messages every day about it, likes. So it feels good to be like, okay, what we're doing is actually helping. And hopefully this next one is another one that, if y'all like it, that you could boost to be like, hey, this is somebody that we can stand behind, and it's actually speaking on our projects and our products, highly. So we want to continue to do that for you guys.
I love that. And yeah, anything you hear in the community, good, bad, honestly, the bad stuff we like the most.
Because that's what makes you better. When people pat you on the back too much, you start losing track of where you're at.
That's right.
What I need to do better, and we fix that. Yeah. We're gonna do better.
That's right. And that's our development roadmap. So any feedback that comes through, let us know, and best believe that's going to come out in V5.
Yes, we love that. Well, we appreciate you for coming on, and we'll stay in touch with you. Y'all can find them at We Are Stan on IG. I promise you, you will love the shoe. It's a great shoe. It's a great fit. It's great style. I don't just produce videos just for any company just to do it. I can go buy a shoe if I need to do that. I'm really rocking with this company because of what they do and what they stand for, and we stand with Stan. So with that being said, we appreciate y'all, and y'all have a great day. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.